would like to congratulate the Metro Washington chapter of the ARCS Foundation for reaching a milestone of over $1 million of support for the University of Maryland. In fact, your support has helped over 70 students here at the University of Maryland. We're just delighted to have this partnership with you. So congratulations, ARCS Foundation, and let's continue our partnership.
The impact of ARCS Foundation support for our students has been twofold. First of all, the support, the financial support for our students is very valuable. It allows them, it's very flexible. It allows them to pursue the research that they want, especially interdisciplinary research that breaks down silos and breaks down the boundaries.
So I do biophysics research, and I'm looking at how cells migrate during cancer progression. So I'm interested in how cells spread throughout the body when you have cancer and it's spreading to some other site in the body.
I wanted to make a high impact through my research. I knew that for me, research wasn't just producing papers or producing new knowledge, but really was impacting the world in a positive way. And so I chose cybersecurity because I knew that I could see the fruits of my labor directly in the field, and hoping to really advance our defenses against the cyber threat that we have present today.
Essentially, during normal and non-pathological aging, your brain and cortex shrinks, and it's not due to losing the cells themselves in your brain, but the small and plastic connections between the cells. And I found through a couple pilot studies and research I'm proposing for my dissertation that using the hormone estrogen, we can actually rescue these small plastic connections and hopefully regain visual function, and then apply this to other systems in the brain.
A microwave vehicle is any flying vehicle that's no more than 6 inches in diameter and has a weight less than 100 grams. Specifically the flapping wing part, is I'm looking at studying how using flapping motion of the wings similar to birds or insects can help improve the performance of these flying vehicles.
My research focuses on studying glaciers, sea ice, and ice sheets like Greenland and Antarctica, and how they're changing. The main thrust of my research is part of a satellite that NASA's getting ready to launch in a couple years. Having a little freedom to explore these other avenues is really liberating, and I think results in better science overall.
My research focuses on creating a hydrogel bilayer structure. So there are 3 different components in those bilayer, and in water it remains flat, but when we place it in an enzyme solution, that causes the structure to fold and create a 3D structure such as a tube. And what I find interesting about this research is that there are multiple potential applications in medicine, such as drug delivery, tissue scaffolding, as well as biosensing.
On a day-to-day basis, it's really impacted me because the way that research grants work is that if a PI writes a grant, you have to report on the work that's done on it every few years, and you have to do work that is specifically dedicated to that grant. And since my lab doesn't really do hormonal research, and that's what I'm interested in, it's been nice to have that freedom to pursue my research and my research questions exactly how I wanted it to.
It is unrestricted funding in a sense. It's not funding that says you must do this experiment. It's funding that lets me follow the interesting things I see in my research and not feel restricted in what I need to study.
But there's a second aspect to the ARCS Foundation support which is equally valuable, which is it makes them part of the ARCS community, which is a community of scholarship where the students get to interact with ARCS Foundation members. And one of the things that they learn as part of being part of the ARCS Foundation is they learn how to communicate their research, how to explain the excitement of what they're doing, and why it is important that they're pursuing work in neuroscience, data science, and any of the other interdisciplinary endeavors that they might be working on.
What I find most exciting about the research I'm conducting is that all of the experiments that I do and the analytical results that I get directly passed on to the USDA and the EPA. And my contribution, the information that I get, is immediately put into use for the remediation plans, the monitoring plans that are put in place, and the structural design of the permeable reactive barrier. So my research has a very real-world impact on what goes on immediately.
the Mid-Atlantic APS conference in October. I went there. That was my first conference, and I gave a talk there. So that helped with the scholarship. That helped pay for my trip down there. And then this March, I just finished presenting a poster at the March APS meeting in Baltimore.
Before my administrative role, I had one of the first students who was supported by the ARCS Foundation, Brendan Casey, who has since graduated with a PhD and is now a scientist at the Food and Drug Administration. So ARCS enabled him to have more freedom in his research, get a connection, get a network that he still uses. He's still a part of the alumni network and participates in all of these ARCS activities.
In cryospheric science, which is my field of studying ice sheets and glaciers, it's a fairly small community, so trying to get everybody in the room at the same time can be kind of hard, and so getting to travel to conferences where everybody is in the room at the same time is really helpful because you can pick the brains of other scientists who have studied similar topics to what I'm doing, to see what they think about the research I'm doing and to get input from them.
Fellowship support such as what the ARCS Foundation provides is really important for our college. It really helps our reputation nationally and internationally. It enhances our visibility and enables us to recruit the best students from the nation.
I'd like to tell the ARCS Foundation how much their support means to students, because it really does give them that freedom to really pursue science. It's not just money, it's opportunities all around.
I'd like to say thank you to the Metro Washington chapter of the ARCS Foundation.
I really like to thank them for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, ARCS Foundation.
Thank you, ARCS Foundation,
For helping us
Advance science in America.
for helping advance science in America. Helping,
advance.
yeah, I can do it again if you want.
Okay.